This week I'm going to be refurbishing this small retro antique table. This is another video in my upcycling series. Basically, I'm getting rid of all this stuff that's in my shed. As you can see, the table is looking a bit tired. It's got a plastic trim around some of it. So I'm going to take it off and then I'll be sanding the whole thing down. Okay, let's do it outside so I don't make a terrible mess in my shed. The plastic trim just comes off really easily. I'm sanding this down with a P120 medium grade sandpaper, just to take all the previous varnish off. There are some marks on it, so I'm just going to make sure I sand these off. I'm going to sand down the sides to take all the bits of glue off and just make the whole thing look nice and smooth and clean. Great, that looks quite good. There are still a few little patchy bits of varnish left, but that should be okay once I reseal it with finishing oil. I'm using a P180 grade. I'm going to make sure that this is much smoother by sanding the last bit down by hand. I've sanded it down really smoothly now. Now I'm going to give it a wipe over with a damp cloth just to get any excess sawdust off. I'll let it dry out now before I seal it. I'll let it dry out inside. This is cleaned up quite well. I'm just going to then seal it. I'll take it back outside and give it a last sand over. Where I'd wiped it with a damp cloth has made it feel quite rough, so I'll give it a final sand over and then brush the excess sawdust off. Right, now I'm going to use Danish oil and put it on with a soft cloth. I'm just putting the Danish oil on liberally. As you can see, I've poured it on top and it's really soaked into the wood. I'll give it a few coats and let it soak in between each coat. I'll leave it to dry between each coat and then just repeat the process. I've also put Danish oil on the legs. I've given it a couple of coats and as you can see, it's made them look quite nice and shiny. Great, that's all done and it's not looking too bad. The Danish oil has made the wood grain pop out nicely. It may have looked a bit better with edging trim, but I think it looks alright without. Well, that's another job done. Only a few more things left in my shed now to upcycle. Well, that's come out pretty good. I'm quite pleased with the result on that one. All it took was just giving it a good old rub down, make sure it's nice and smooth, and then re-oiled it. I also re-oiled the legs as well, so I put some Danish oil on the legs. I might give it another coat just to make sure it's not so patchy because it's come up quite shiny, so it's pretty good. So yeah, thanks for watching and click the bell for some more notifications for some more videos. Give it a like if you like this little table. Thanks a lot.